And you also become very responsible for other people in your family because they expect a lot of stuff from you. And that's just too much pressure to put on one person. Hi there, this is Akuda. Welcome back to the channel. I used to want this lifestyle. The glitz, the glamour, the big house, the very successful husband, the nice car, the jewelry, the Hermes bags, and all that stuff. I used to dream of this every day because I'm the kind of person that I grew up without much money. So I always wanted that kind of money. I always wanted so much money. And growing up, I also watched a lot of reality TV shows where I saw a lot of rich kids being very rich, especially shows like Laguna Beach, The Hills, blah, 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 all those kinds of shows. And everybody was super rich. They lived in, again, they lived in the big mansions, they lived in the big house and all doing all this stuff. And I really, really aspired to be that way. Another show recently that I was watching was Real Housewives. All the Real Housewives, especially the Beverly Hills Housewives, had so much money, it seemed. They were all so glamorous. And I was like, I want to be, for a long time, I wanted to be Lisa Vanderpump. She was an inspiration and still is an inspiration to this day. And I wanted to be her. I think another reason why we all aspire to be super rich is not only the reality shows, I think it's also social media. We see all these people have this like very big glamorous lives, and we want that for ourselves too. We want that. We see it every day. We aspire to that. But then when you don't have something, you think that you want it. Up until recently, I decided I no longer want to be rich, and I no longer want any sort of fabulous, glamorous lifestyle. And here is why. Recently, we've had a slew of YouTubers deciding to quit the platform or kind of scaling back their work. And that's one of the reasons why I decided that I no longer want to be rich, because these YouTubers have gotten to the point where they have had so much success that they are, at the end of the day, tired. They're tired because they have been working for so long and they've been working so hard that the best thing for them to do is quit or scale back. And another perfect example is somebody like Vanessa Lau. Vanessa Lau is a YouTube educator on this platform, and she actually quit for an entire year and then came back to the platform and told us why she quit. And one of the reasons why she quit, it was because she was overwhelmed and she had so much work. She worked herself again to the bone to where she felt like she had to quit. And now she just makes content about relaxing a little bit more and kind of scaling back a lot of her work. And that's kind of what I want to do. Um, and one of the reasons why I went onto YouTube, as many of you guys know, is because I wanted to make money. I wanted to have money. I wanted to be able to pay my bills. And that's what I'm trying to more aim for now. After watching those YouTubers talk about the fact that they quit because they're overwhelmed, even though I don't have a lot of money yet, even though I don't have a lot of access and a lot of success yet, I realize that the things I want for my life are not those glam, the glitz, the purses, the access. That's no longer what I want for my life, because those just seems like you just have to work so hard. And who wants to work so hard to the point where they crash and burn, to the point where they are in bed thinking about their life and they're going, oh my God, I worked way too hard and I no longer want that. And I really have to kind of start thinking about when I have a family, for example. Am I gonna be like grinding and grinding and grinding my butt off while I have a family sitting back home waiting for me? Am I gonna do that? What I kind of realized too is a lot of people aspire to like marry rich, right? If you want to be rich, one of the easiest ways to do about it is just to marry a very rich person and they will help you be rich because you're attached to them. But I'm thinking that if you marry a rich person, chances are they're not going to be home with you all the time. They're not going to be spending a lot of time with you. So why would you even want that? Wouldn't you rather have a guy that is kind of like has money, but then but is at home spending time with you all the time? Because honestly, I rather would have that. Success doesn't mean money. Success doesn't necessarily mean money. Success is something that you can define for yourself, and it's something that you are comfortable with. Another thing I realized, that if you become super rich, you also have to worry about how you're going to spend the money, where you're going to put the money, who's going to spend the money. And you also become very responsible for other people in your family because they expect a lot of stuff from you. And that's just too much pressure to put on one person. I feel like the cons of being rich and mega successful outweighs the pros. Yeah, the pros are, yeah, you get to travel the world. You get to have a nice giant yacht. You get to party on a yacht. You get to have all the access to all the alcohol or drugs if you're into that you want. You get to meet celebrities. You get to like talk in front. You get to feel very, very powerful and very, very like glamorous and all this stuff. But the cons mean sacrificing time, family, gatherings, all kinds of stuff. And I feel like at the end of the day, that's not even worth it for me. I rather would not sacrifice time with my family and my friends just to chase the next dollar. So we all see that all these celebrities, these super rich, mega millionaire, billionaire people have this glamorous, glamorous lifestyle. But I'm pretty sure behind the scenes, they stress out every day about money. They think about money often. They think about what they're going to do often. In my humble opinion, it is not all that it's cracked up to be, right? Because I have never really met a rich person. Well, I've never really met a super rich person, but I've never heard any stories about rich people that are genuinely happy. They're either miserable or they treat people like miserably, right? And I don't want that. I don't want to be so rich where I'm treating people miserably, where people hate being around me, you know? I don't want that. That just does not sound like a good time. Honestly, I don't know if this is like also my lazy side talking, but like I said before, it feels like it's just a lot of work, and I don't want to work that hard. I want the definition of a soft life. When we talk about the soft life on like social media, I think it's mostly just people, once again, showing off this glamorous lifestyle, this like going shopping every day and getting glammed up every day and doing all this stuff every day. Oh, I'm living the soft life, blah, blah, blah. That's not a soft life. That is not a soft life. That's actually a very hard life, because you have to keep up with that. You have to be able to try to attain that, right? And you literally have to keep up. You have to get your nails done every day so you can look the part. You have to buy the latest trend in the clothes in order to keep up. You have to just spend a lot of your time trying to keep up appearances because you're trying to give off this life of the soft life. I think the actual definition of the soft life is relaxing, doing the things you really love, doing the things that you really want to do, not stressing out too much, spending time with your family, spending time with your friends. I think another thing too about living a soft lifestyle is also having like passive income, like content creation, doing freelance work, writing and things like that, so that you can have some sort of money coming in versus like working for every freaking hour for every freaking dollar. And something else that I've discovered lately is called like lifestyle creep. It's like when you make a lot of money, you want to like keep up with the money that you're making. You think you have to upgrade your lifestyle. You think you have to get a newest, latest car. You think you have to have the best apartment available. You think you need like you feel like you have to match whatever money that you're making in the bank, which kind of leads you into a little bit of debt, because at that point you end up overspending, which is never a good sign. Overspending means you're being financially irresponsible, which is never a good sign. So you're probably thinking, well, what do you want if you don't want to be rich? What I want is to be content. I want to be comfortable. I want to be content. I want to own a medium-sized home, right? I want to have a nice car. It doesn't have to be a glamorous car. Like I said, I want to spend time with my family. I want to be able to travel a little bit and things like that. What I don't want is, I don't want the bags, I don't want the glam, I don't want the big expense. I don't want that, because at the end of the day, that I know for sure is not gonna make me happy. Have you ever thought about how if you have a huge mansion, you have to clean it up? That's something that I've thought about too, is the fact that you have to clean up your mansion. That means that you have to hire people to clean up your mansion, which means you are spending a lot of money trying to keep your house clean. That's just too much work for me, in my opinion. Um, I don't mind, like, if I were to have children, I don't mind giving them that lifestyle. I don't mind them having nicer things than me. But as far as me goes, I don't think I want it, just because it's just too much for me. And of course, I'm not going to like reject. If I were to come into money, I'm not going to be like, I don't want to be rich. I don't want to be rich. I don't want money. No, I want money. We all want money. The money makes the world go round. But as far as working myself so hard to the point where I'm sacrificing so much just to be rich, that's not going to happen for me, and I don't want it. This is also something that's coming from somebody that does not have money. It's not like I have money and then I'm saying this now. No, because I don't. But now I know that my expectations have changed. The things that matter to me have changed. So I'm going to work towards those goals versus working towards chasing every dollar that I can. Since I no longer want to do that, my expectations have changed a lot. When you aspire to be rich, when you aspire to have a lot of money, your expectations of yourself and your standards are up. And when you don't meet those expectations that you set for yourself, it's a huge disappointment and it messes with your mental health so much. Anyways, the point of this video is that money at the end of the day is a nice to have, but you don't need multi-millions, millions of it to be happy. You don't, because a lot of rich people can tell you, even though they have a lot of access, they have a lot of resources to things, I'm sure at the end of the day, they are not that happy with themselves, and they are not that excited about getting up every day and grinding just to keep up with a lifestyle that they have tried to achieve. Now that my mindset has changed when it comes to money and making money and having money and being rich and all that stuff, I think that I'm gonna be able to give myself a little bit less of a hard time when I don't become rich, when I don't have all that access. Wish me luck as I try to kind of re-navigate my life and see what I can and can't do. That's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will come back here next week for another video. YouTube should be recommending some videos for you right now. Please watch them and watch them all the way through so I can get money. So I will talk to you guys later.